Why specifically that position? Why is it important to you as a coordinator, as a play caller? Why do you want to feature that a little bit?
Yeah, you know that position alone creates an opportunity to play at a faster pace, or it creates mismatches. You know, how do people want to play you? Are they going to play him as a wide receiver? If they are, they're going to bring a nickel on the field. If they do that, then is this guy able to come back in the backfield and you're able to run the football? Well, okay, no, we're going to play him as a true tight end. Well, great. Then I have an opportunity to get him mismatched out in space, whether it's on option routes or rail routes or crossing routes. And so it's really a chess match when it comes to that. But, you know, and just be able to disguise and move him around has been really big for us.
Coach, we got some follow-up questions. First one is from Tom Green.
Hey, Chad. How would you say your offense and really yourself as a play caller has evolved over the last decade at the college level?
You know, again, using the tight ends, getting those guys involved. I think that's probably the biggest thing. Involving them, and not just the run game, but also the passing game. And then the next is bringing those running backs along as well and getting them involved in the passing game.
A follow-up from Bill Marshall.
Chad, having been a head coach twice now in college, has that impacted you? It helped you as far as going back to being a coordinator again? And a completely unrelated question to that, if you could kind of talk about where the offensive line stands.
Yeah, I think, you know, having been a head coach and a head coach in this league, and you know, and then going back and transition back into the coordinating role, you know, as a head coach, you got so many things on your plate. And, you know, really the best part of your day is when you're able to step out there between those white lines and be a part of the football practice, coaching football. And you got a lot of things going on around you. So I think what it's allowed me to do, moving back into that coordinating room, is just to be able to you know, kind of go back and put your priorities and compartmentalize the way you want to do things, and just focus strictly on football. And that's been probably the biggest adjustment. But yet understanding that, you know, in that head coaching office, you know, there's a lot of things going on, and to be able to keep as much stuff off of the head coach's plate as possible has probably been my main priority, and handling it in our own rooms. As far as the offensive line, you know, I think these guys they're coming along. We're still, as the entire offense is, a work in progress, but we do got some guys that have come on. Obviously, Broderius Ham has had a good camp so far. Brandon Council has been another one that's been extremely physical, a really good football player, a great addition to our football team, as well as to our offensive line. And so, you know, we just got to try to find over the next, you know, this next scrimmage, try to find and solidify our five that we want to go in there with, and try to put those five together, and let's build some continuity.
Thanks.
Next question is from Mark Murphy.
Coach, how many quarterbacks do you want to have ready for the Kentucky game? Could you talk about the other guys in addition to Bo who might be able to play this year?
Yeah, I mean, again, I've always felt that you better have three ready to go. You know, as far as, you know, we've talked about Bo. Grant Loy is another one, much like Brandon Council. He's been a great addition to our football team, as well as to our offense and even the quarterback room. An extremely intelligent young man, an older guy, which that room needs, that's been through college football before, or at least been several years into it, to be able to bring a little bit of wisdom in that room. He's been and he's had a good camp. He's got an incredible arm, runs really well, and so been pleased with Grant. Cord Sandberg, obviously Cord had been here in the past last year, and watching his development, I think he's definitely has had a good spring, or a good camp, and so I feel comfortable with Cord. Runs really well. So those guys. Chell is just a freshman that's picking it up, picking the offense up, and is going to be a tremendous football player. But you know, I've been pleased with those guys, and just more importantly, just the type of people they are in that room, and that's what you want lead your football team.
questions from Nathan King.
Hey, Chad. Hey, I wanted to circle back. You talking about Xavier Capers. Obviously, he was the guy that was committed to you when you were at Arkansas. What can you kind of say about your relationship with him dating back to Arkansas now that you guys are both here, and why is he kind of standing out to you in preseason camp?
Well, I obviously knowing Zay and his family, for as long as we have, and obviously, like you said, he was committed to us at Arkansas, and we knew he was going to be a tremendous player. We felt that way when we were recruiting him, obviously he commits here. I come here, and just be able to watch his development, and it kind of makes you think, well, okay, well, what we really saw in recruiting is that now I'm able to get on the inside of it and have him here and watch him develop, and he's going to be everything that we thought he would be. So I'm excited about him, and the thing that really separates him, he's got really good acceleration, really good speed, and once he gets the technique and understanding what we're asking of him and how to run routes, he's got a chance. He'll have a chance to be a really, really talented player.
Thank you.
Next question is from Jake Weesey.
Hey, Coach, kind of on a similar note there, in regards to recruiting, how helpful has your past experiences as an offensive coordinator and head coach kind of helped you at Auburn kind of look into other regions of the country when it comes to recruiting?
Yeah, I obviously been in the Southeast at my stop in Clemson and recruiting all this area and the Florida area and Georgia. I think that it's definitely great to get back into that. And then my connections back into Texas, Louisiana, and that has been also, it's been a big addition for us and big help for us. And so again, I'm excited about just being able to contribute, being able to add some value to a great staff, and just bring some additions that can help everybody.
Very good. We're going to take a few more. First one's from Justin Ferguson.
Hey, Chad, I wanted to ask you, have you ever been around a running back that's quite like Sean Shivers, and how has he done this camp of like doing everything you guys want him to do at the running back position?
Well, first of all, just, we see what kind of player he is on the field, but off the field, he's just been incredible to be around. When you walk in, he just lights a room up. So I've really enjoyed getting to know him. And then you get to watch his work ethic and watch him perform out on the field, and a guy that it means something to him. There's no doubt about it. He wants to be great, and I think he's got the chance to be really special. And so, as we watch his development, it's going to be fun to watch him play.
Thank you.
Next one's from Bill Cameron.
Coach, you talked about working a lot of players, building depth, and trying to get them involved in the game. But also when you're trying to go fast, just talk about how you deal with that, how important it is, or how much you'd like to try to go fast while trying to get as many players involved as possible.
Well, I think you said something at the first there that's probably more important this year than ever before, and that is to have depth. I think with where we're at with COVID and you better develop your young guys. They better be getting reps. They better have, the attention to details and meetings, because sometime in the past, a guy that may be down on scout team or whatever it may be, this guy may check out in meetings and not really be as focused in. Well, now more than ever, he's got an opportunity to play. And so we've really stressed that and stressed the fact of developing and building that depth. So that's been something that we've been focused on. And then your other part of that question was, what was it?
Going fast.
Oh yeah.
How often would you like to do that?
Well, I think, and I've felt this now for probably about the last 5 years. I think back early on, especially I think Coach Malzahn really started it all. It was all about the tempo was to go fast, push the accelerator down, and go. Well, now what you've seen defensive evolve to it. They've changed their calls. They've gone to their one-word calls, so they're able to play fast with you. And I think the thing, and you know, talking to other guys and other coordinators in our league and across the country, one of the things that you know, when you talk tempo now, it's the ability to change the tempo of a game. Go really fast, slow it down, and really change it up. That causes as much stress as anything. And so that's, you know, yes, we want to play fast, but we also want to be smart about it. We also want to be able to change the tempo of a game up.
Thanks.
Next question, Jonathan Talley.
Harold Pointer. What have you seen out of him through the first few practices, and is he a guy that could carve out a role as a rusher or a receiver?
You talked about Harold? Yeah. Harold is you know, a young man that's got great hands coming out of the backfield. He's done some good things. You see flashes with him, and you just want the consistency with him. That's what I've been asking of him. We need more being consistent in our approach every day. But there are flashes there, and he's extremely talented. You know, an opportunity to get him out and get him in space. The guy's got tremendous hands.
Next question is from Mark Murphy.
Coach, I wanted to ask about, is this a really different year for you as an offensive coordinator? Because you don't really have to redshirt anybody. So, I mean, that leaves everybody available.
Yeah. I think it's a different year for everybody right now across the country. As you know, y'all are experiencing it as well. Otherwise, we'd all be in the same room right now doing this press conference. But so it is. It's. I think the biggest thing that I could say is you know, change. Change is part of every day right now, and you better be willing to change, and you better be willing to adjust and adapt, and do it on the run. And it may be, you know, heading down to meetings, and you got to adjust and adapt the way you're doing some things. And but yeah, more so now than ever. You know, as we mentioned, it's about developing the depth. It's about making sure everybody's ready to play, and bringing them along. And you know, some guys are progressing faster than others, and that's okay. You just got to keep bringing everybody along.
Got two more, Coach, to wrap us up. The first one will be from Brian Matthews, followed by Phil Marshall.
Hi, Coach Morris. Thank you so much for doing this for us. Would like to ask you about the left tackle position. Who's still left in that competition there, and has anybody sort of stood out to you stepping up going into this next scrimmage?
Well, we've had Alec Jackson. Alec has played there. He's gotten a lot of reps. We've moved Brandon Council out there, Austin Troxel. And so we've got a lot of guys, again, you know, having developed depth and being able to move some guys around in the event of something happening, whether it's injury or someone's out. So developing depth at that position has been, as all the positions have been critical, but those have been the guys that have been playing.
And as a quick follow-up, what have you seen specifically from Alec Jackson? What do you like or don't like about him so far?
Yeah, I think that he has had a good camp. And again, he's shown a lot of really good things and put it on video. I know Coach Bicknell has really strained him and really pushing him. And so we really want, you know, we want more consistency, but we've seen a lot of progress and really excited where he is right now.
Philip? You're on mute, Philip. Philip, you're on mute.
I'm sorry. I was on mute. When they passed, how much impact did it have on playing fast when they passed the rule that you had to let the defense substitute if you substituted on offense?
You know, I think that was a little bit of it, but I just think just like the game of football just continues to evolve, and you got to evolve with it. And I think that's what you saw from the time Coach Malzahn came in and started the hurry up across the country, that people evolved. Defensive coordinators evolved to match that, and they recruited to that, and they called to that. And so now I think the challenge is what's next? How do you change that up? And so, but I think that there's been a lot of evolution in it.
Thank you. All right, Coach Morris, we appreciate your time today. Thank you very much.
You bet. Thank y'all. War Eagle.